That's as close as I'm gonna get, I think. That'll do. Hey Fuzzy, Dave, afternoon. Let me just fix the content on the tube that is you. And then we'll be away. We've not taken any trades yet, so pre-market, we're distracted with other things. Some little bit more important things, but that sounds ominous, but no, it's actually not. All right, chat. We're all good. I like Rio Tinto Verano. I don't mind Tinto Verano. That's nice. Nice summer drink. It's like a red wine spritzer. You get it on the south coast of Spain quite a lot. Tinto Verano. Ask for Tinto Verano. It's like a red wine spritzer. It's nice. Back in a sec. Wait for me. Oh. Wait for me. Oh. Oh. So I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Tong Wong, but it's obviously important to you in that you're shouting. If you've got a ticker that you want me to have a look at, post the ticker and I'll take a look at the ticker. If there's a stock that you want me to have a look at, post the ticker and I'll do it that way. We've got a bit of a bounce here on beyond Canasoft this morning, but it's pulled back. So the question is, will it get back above $10? 941 is the high of session. Not a lot happening other than that. Virex. Let's have a look at Virex. I did thought I put that on the watch list. This seems to be the one that's moving at the moment. Virex Biolabs. This is a former runner. We've traded this in the past, in the not too distant past. So what's the catalyst? That's the question. Just having a look at if there's a specific catalyst. Biolabs introduces monkeypox virus antigen rapid test kit. There you go, that's your catalyst. So that dropped half an hour ago. Actually, so now it dropped an hour ago. So Virex Bio says the test kits are for use in point-of-care settings and can help healthcare professionals accurately identify a monkeypox infection in people suspected of carrying the monkeypox virus, with results typically available in 15 minutes. So that's why Virax Biolabs is up and gaining. We've also got mobile global esports. We've had this one before. This is Mgam, again, former runner. I think this went IPO back in, what would it be? August? No, July, I think it was, went IPO. And this is up as well today. It started running yesterday into the close. And held most of its gains, so it's up from yesterday. Looks like I might be shadow banned from TikTok. There's nobody on my stream at the moment. How many peoples do we have on the tube that is you? Got more people on YouTube than we have on TikTok. No, that's unusual. We've got welcome to everyone on Twitch. Got an IPO today, which is Global Star Acquisition Group. So they're due to IPO at $10 later today. So I'll be watching that. It's an 8 million float, so it's not huge either. So that's under the ticker GLST. So watch out for that one. Yesterday's runners, we've got rum, which is Rumble. We all like a bit of rum. Yesterday was apparently World Talk Like a Pirate Day. Where did they come up with this crap? I mean, I ask you. World Talk Like a Pirate Day. So, quarterly report came out for mobile global esports yesterday afternoon, and that's why it started to run. We're getting a bit of a continuation this morning. So look, that's the top 3 gappers today at this moment in time. So let's go back to Virax Biolabs. Feel free to let me know in the chat if you... Greed is the biggest enemy of trading. It really is, Kinga. And I'm a perfect testimony for that. So August, I could have been so good in August. Well, I was. It was my best ever trading month, but it could have been so much better if I hadn't been so greedy. The first 3 days, we were like 80,000 up on the month. We had 3 really big days, and I then gave back a huge amount, about $30,000 on day 4. So, and that was the general kind of path that August took. It was like I had some really good days, the big drawdowns, and if I had been less greedy and just rode the momentum as it was, instead of swinging for the fences every single day whilst we had the volatility, I wouldn't have had the drawdowns. So I potentially could have, I wouldn't have made as much in the first place, but I would have more than offset the difference with less losses. So that's August. Greed is a difficult emotion to combat there, Kinga. When it's going well for you, it's human nature to just try and tap in and do more, get more, make hay while the sun shines is FOMO and all that kind of stuff. It's difficult to a difficult emotion to suppress. We all suffer from it. And I personally am no different from the rest. Let's see. Virax Biolabs. 345 is the high of day so far. 35 would have been a good entry there. Flat top breakout. So if we try and get in at 346, you've got the $half resistance there at 350. It's kind of a little bit. So mobile global esports, esports in general are, you know, it's going to grow. It's going to continue to grow. So in short terminology, I actually think mobile global esports as a company does have a decent future. Will I be investing in it? No. Is it something that I think can't be replicated or you know, elsewhere? You know, it's one of those like a lot of companies. If what is the USP? That's the question with Mgam. What's the USP? Can it be replicated easily? Can it be bettered? Can it be improved upon? And I would say yes. That's the thing there. So whilst I'm bullish on the sector, I wouldn't say that they have anything unique about them that makes them stand out as a pick. That's my opinion. Ouch. Hey, look, Kinga. It's 3K. It's a drawdown, but that was yesterday. Today's a new day. So we go again. Start every day fresh. At the end of the day, you can look at yourself and say, okay, where am I on the week? Where am I on, you know, am I still in drawdown? Am I profitable on the week? If you're not, you then zoom out and say, where am I on the month? Although it's, for me, still early on the month. And you zoom out again, where am I on the quarter? Where am I on the year? Etc. etc. Just keep zooming out until it favors you. If it never favors you, then you're probably not suited for trading. But I'm not saying that's you King. I'm saying if you're not profitable across the course of the year and we're 9 months in, you might want to take a look at your trading habits. We can all have a bad day. We can all have a bad week, even a bad month. But if you're having a bad year 9 months in, you really need to reassess your trading style and your strategy. I'm having a good month. I'm having a good, well, say good month. I'm what, 13 grand up, 14 grand up, something like that. I'm having a good year for sure. I think I need 6,000 a day between now and the end of the month to get to that 70k goal. So I think it's a stretch. Is it possible? Yeah, absolutely. Is it likely? I think it's going to be tough. But I like setting myself, you know, stretch goals. I like setting myself goals that are not easy to. What's the point in setting yourself a goal if it's easy to hit? You're not challenging yourself. Well, I'll take a look at it. No, the simple answer is that volatile this morning. There's nobody trading it. That's why it's got volatility. It's very low volume. So it's not coiling under anything. It's not setting. There's no patterns setting up. It's pretty much since it sold off earlier on Friday and Thursday, Friday last week. It just consolidated yesterday, but it's low volume. So right now I wouldn't touch this until at least the bell. Let the volume come in and then see where it goes. Let it make its mind up. Let the first 5 minutes pass after the bell, and then that's your opening range candle, and then see, is it going to be bullish or is it going to be bearish? Does it break the top of that opening range? Does it break the bottom of that opening range? Right now, there's no trade on Shuttle Farmer for me. Just not enough volume. But not financial advice, just my opinion. Just the opinions of a fat bloke that's meanderings on the internet. I kind of don't, Dan. How do I change? How do I change my approach when the trading choppy market? It's difficult because I've got an approach, I've got a strategy that works. And the difference being with the choppy market is some of these stocks that move don't continue. So you don't get the continuation. So the difference being is you've got to increase your risk management. In a hot market, you get these big moves up and they continue. So you'll get 3, 4, maybe 5 pullbacks that will pull back and then make a continuation. It's not uncanny in these choppy markets. You'll get a strong move up and then it'll sell off. No pullback, no consolidation period. Strong move up, sell off. Or maybe you'll get the first pullback, and if you then get a second pullback, it sells off. So that the continuation is not as frequent in these choppy markets. And why? Because, well, they're not exhibiting, the markets aren't exhibiting a trend. These choppy markets are coming from sideways momentum. They're just not being bullish or overly bearish. When they have a bullish day, it's just taking you back to the previous bearish day. And if you look at the daily chart, it's very sideways. Choppy markets are very difficult to trade. And choppy moving stock is very difficult to trade, which is why stock selection, when it comes to the trades that you select, stock selection is very important. There's a whole chapter on stock selection in the day trade with Tony course, and that's how important it is. I've devoted a whole chapter to stock selection. You want one thing for new traders that I would advise is get your checklist. When you're talking about selecting something for a trade, get a checklist. And before you enter the trade, do it. Print it off, put it next to you, and check the boxes. If it doesn't meet all the criteria for your checklist, don't trade it. You might get some big moves on low volume that you don't trade, and you'll get FOMO. And you've got to control that because it didn't meet your criteria for a good setup, for a profitable trade. The likelihood is you get into something like that, you end up losing. I mean, I've lost money on stocks that have moved up 600% intraday. You know, and you think if a stock moves up 600% intraday, how can you lose money on it? And the question there is, I look back at it and I'm like, I don't know why did I lose money on it? And it's the moves weren't clean. It's a lot of fake outs on the way up. You get stopped out. You don't manage your risk properly, and you lose money on it. I'd say it's not been choppy at all, Dan. I'd say it's been quite tranquil, with the exception of last week. I'll say tranquil. I mean, it's been distinctly bearish as opposed to choppy. So the trading is if you look at the SPY over the last, let's look at it over the last. Put it on the 60-day chart so you can see. This was when we got the CPI numbers, and you can see we had a huge sell-off. Next day, consolidation, then sell-off, then consolidation, and we've had a bit of a rally yesterday. So this week it's been, last week it was distinctly bearish. Before that, it was quite bullish. So I wouldn't say it's been choppy. Yesterday and today, yes. Yesterday and Friday, yes, quite choppy. Just looking at on the 60-minute, you can see the ups and downs and where the VWAP is, and it's up above and below. So yes, it's been choppy the last couple of days, but over the last week, it's been distinctly bearish overall. So that's the SPY, and the Nasdaq's no different. So if you look at the Nasdaq, where's my cues? So the Nasdaq, very similar. Nasdaq's actually been, I would say, a little bit more choppy than the S&P 500, but still, it's been distinctly bearish since the CPI numbers came out, and I'm expecting it to be bearish again today with the Fed rate hike that comes out this afternoon. So hey Phil, good to see you. Yeah, and so going back to SHPH, if you look at this, it's the way it's sold off. It did move up. It's a recent IPO. You've got that IPO volatility. So if you go back to the beginning of September, it went up all the way to $126. Put it on the daily, you'll see. So first day was, I think it was the 31st. Yeah, 31st of August. I wasn't trading this. I was on a jet plane somewhere, and it had some big moves. Again, the next day, some big moves, and then it's kind of fizzling out. If you look at the volume on the daily basis as well, it's kind of fizzling out. Now we had some sell-off with big volume, so I'm not looking here as is this something to trade, because I don't see it as something to trade. If you look at it, intraday, definitely not. There's your 1 minute, there's your 5 minute. There's nothing trading that nothing alluring about that pre-market to trade. There's just not enough volume. So the volume's died out since the sell-off. That's SHPH. Now, because it was an IPO, IPOs have a tendency to be particularly volatile and make big moves that are unwarranted. So they'll end up being overpriced and overvalued. And then they make a big move down, and to the point where you get this seesawing effect where it's underpriced and undervalued, and then it's overpriced, overvalued, etc., and you get big swings until it eventually finds its equilibrium, and then it becomes very low volume and a bit of a nothing stock until it gets a catalyst. So that's what happens with a lot of IPOs. Hey, Alistair, good to see you back. You back at it today, Alistair? Thanks for the panda, Edison. At the risk of being misogynistic, you've got to be the prettiest girl on this on this stream, following me for sure. So I'm waiting for the Virax Biolabs, decent catalyst, but I did say if it breaks that flat top that we had at 345, which we did, it's going to run into resistance at the $0.50. So that's exactly what happened. It got to the $0.50, 5 cents, and then it's kind of retracing a little bit. So we're back down to that 345 level. Hey, cheers, Fareed. That's the beauty of trading. Trading and for yourself there, Alistair, is that you dip in and out when you want. You know yourself. You can go on a cruise ship and then come back and not trade for a while and come back and away you go. Or like I did. Take a couple of weeks in the sun and not do anything. Okay, Mike. Then you're profitable in the long term. Actually, saying that, there's a lot of people that will be down on the year this year since it's been a bear market. If you're talking about value investing, if you're a day trader and your main source of income is the intraday trading and you're down on the year, then it's a bit of a problem. But after 9 months. But if you're a value investor, my portfolio is down. It's still in the red overall, but it's getting closer. I'm averaging down, so the cost is my average cost is getting lower. So when it does make that move up in the next bull run, I'll be better off for it. But yeah, a lot of people, investors, it's not uncommon for them to have a red year. So going back to what I was saying earlier about having a red trade, you know, a losing trade or a losing day or even a losing week, even a losing month. I mean, May for me was my losing month this year, my one losing month this year. So whilst technically I was green, after transaction charges and the likes, I actually lost money in May. So you can have, you know, it's not uncommon to have a red month even. But a red year in day trading, you really need to reassess your strategy because it's not working for you if that's the case, after 9 months at least. But in value investing, in long-term investing, you don't worry about when your portfolio's red. You just keep adding to it, and stocks, if you look at the long-term charts, stocks only ever go in one direction. which is why I don't hold any of these garbage stocks that I trade intraday, because a lot of these will get acquired by a larger company, or they'll go bust on bad news, or whatever the situation may be, that get delisted. So a lot of these companies are not worth investing in long term. They're garbage, let's face it. But if you're talking about mid and high cap stocks, you're talking about your Amazons and your Coca-Colas and your Johnson and Johnson and all these big mid and high cap stocks, then they'll come good in the long term. You're pretty much guaranteed that they will go on to reach all-time highs at some point in the future. Yeah, I did see Pagaya. It's on the top of the momentum scanners right now at 280s, so I'll push this up. The reason it's on the momentum scanners, it sold off heavily. That's why it's big down, like 50 odd percent. So you may get a bounce on this, but I don't particularly recommend something when it's looking so weak. Let me see, what was the catalyst on this? Is there a catalyst? The Gaia. No, I'm not seeing a catalyst. If you know what the catalyst, why it's down so heavily, let me know. But it was a huge sell-off, pretty much at the open of the morning session. Look at this on the 15-minute, you'll see this huge sell-off here, and then now it's just consolidating. So I've seen it on the momentum scanners. We have a little bit of a bounce, but that doesn't really tell you a lot from where it's come from. It's looking kind of weak, so just be careful. As long as it's below the VWAP, I won't be going long on it. If it gets back above $3, might be looking for a bounce, but as long as it's below the VWAP, it's more of a shorting. It's more likely something I would choose to short than long on this one. Now I can't see a reason for the sell-off either, which it always worries me. But to be fair, I mean, Pagaya's done well for me in the past. Not as much as Aeroclean, but that's still the stock with the biggest gains. Oh, they're talking of stock that's done well for me in the past. DWAC, look at the state of this one there. DWAC, put this on the 15 minutes. This is just hemorrhaging all the time, and this is it's a SPAC company. It was put together basically to bring Truth Social, Donald Trump's social media platform, after he got banned from Twitter, tried to launch his own social media platform equivalent, and it's crashed and burned. And obviously with some of the bad press that he's been getting of late as well, and his popularity declining, DWAC, it might not even complete the merger and list Truth Social on the exchange. So I traded this up at like over 100 last year, over $100, and it's down at 22 now. Anybody want to see anything? It's not a lot of movement right now. It is quite fairly quiet. We've got an hour before the market opens, so keeping an eye on a few things today. If I'm going to stick to my principles and stick to my strategy, but keeping an eye on a few things. So beyond Canasoft, trying to get back above the VWAP. Didn't manage it last time. It's look at this on the 5 minute, you can see it moved up, and once it's sold below, broke the VWAP. Every time it's come up to the VWAP, it's rejected. So this is very much a VWAP fade type movement. It's downwards trending. It's staying below the VWAP, but it made big moves yesterday, so we'll keep an eye on it. Hey Matt, good to see you. So we've just broken VWAP on Canasoft. The question now is, can we hold? Pre-market high is 941, so we're way off the pre-market high. We've got key levels here of $8 resistance level, but also the VWAP is acting as resistance. Right, anything else moving? Novavax, 1%. So it's just not great volume, but let's have a look anyway. It's not like there's anything else to look at right now. Yeah, so Novavax is very choppy sideways. Been selling off for the last few days. So I think a lot of companies have been selling off now. So companies that have made money with regards to the whole COVID situation are selling off now because of Biden's soundbites from yesterday about the pandemic being over. I mean, granted, globally, the pandemic pretty much is over. So a lot of these companies that were cashing in and profiteering around the pandemic are losing ground now. So they need to come up with a new toy to play with. So guys, let's have a little bit of a. I'm gonna have to learn how to put polls in. Let's see. Can I put a poll in this? Sound effects, stickers, ads. Oh. No. Quick poll. Okay, there we go. Quick poll. There we go. So we've got a smiley face if you think the Fed rate hike is going to be hawkish. Smiley face if you think it's going to be dovish, and there you go. There's just started a poll. So if you think the Fed rate hike is going to be dovish, give us a smiley face, and if you think it's going to be hawkish, give us a crying face. Yeah, there we go. Lots of crying faces. I'll be surprised if it's anything less than 75 beeps myself, but let's find out. It could be as much as a whole 1%. Let's face it, regardless of what they've done to now, they've not got inflation under control, but expect that the Fed to get inflation under control when it's actually a global problem is probably a little bit naive. Inflation is worse in some countries. As much as 94% I saw in I think it was Argentina. How do you get 94% inflation? I mean, how does that happen? 75% in Turkey. Yeah, absolutely, Neville. I saw that one as well. But that's just scandalous. I mean, what is it the World Economic Forum was saying a couple of months ago is that we're moving into a world where no one will have any capital possessions. So you won't own anything. You'll rent it. You'll lease it. I mean, it's already happening. Let's face it. How many of you actually own your mobile phone, or is it part of the plan that you subscribe into? It's a subscription plan. So you don't own the actual phone itself. You trade it back in at the end of the 2 years or 18 months or 3 years or whatever the plan is, and you get the latest iPhone or Samsung or whatever it is, and you keep paying. Same with your car. You lease your car. You take 3 years, 4 years lease, and then trade it in and get the next one and carry on paying. Mortgage. You trade up. Oh, stop. Well, I mean, Liz Truss is just a reincarnated version of Margaret Thatcher, and she didn't know how to handle inflation either back in the day. Stop. It's a six. What's that? A 4 times 400% hike or 300% hike in the price of gasoline. Is the international. Why do you Americans, this is a question for you Americans in the chat, and being an English speaker, speaking English, not American, and this is no slant on, it's just something I've not understood. Why do you call petroleum, or petrol as it's called in the UK and most other places, why do you call it gas when it's a liquid? I just don't understand that. Got your daily likes in there, Matt? Well, you are number 1 on the like counter. Edisit's going to have to pull her finger out and to challenge you. I think you might be back on your perch there, mate. As the head Miyako, what's the word? Cheerleader? Cheerfeeder. That's what it's for, isn't it? Oh, we've got 3,000 as well. Miyako, Matt's actually got you to 3,000. Yeah, we're not friends with Edison anymore, are we? Okay, come on. Here you go. Up you go. Stand up for it. There we go, girl, my little bear. Cheer feeder. What the hell was that? Got the TV on in the background with Bloomberg and the sound turned off, and it's behind me. I'm like, I'm not even watching it. And the cost of electricity these days, I'm like, what am I doing? No need for that. Okay, so let's have a look. Why is there nothing moving? So we didn't hold the VWAP. So beyond Canasoft, moved up to the VWAP, broke it, but didn't hold it. So we're back below the VWAP now. Struggling within that $0.75 level as well. Here we go. Shuttle Farmer. Very low volume, not worth trading. Thought we might get a bit of movement there, but no. It's getting movement, but you can't trade that. You can trade it, but you're gambling if you do. That's all I'd say on that. Have a strategy and don't deviate from it. I've shown you all countless times what happens when you deviate from the strategy. Look at Virex Bio. So this is consolidating up around the kind of $3.50 level now. So we're getting quite a few of the old runners from earlier in the year popping their little heads up. Tyrion, Veru, Marathon Digital, which means Riot Blockchain's not going to be far behind. They're down on the day, but where is crypto? Let's have a quick look at crypto. Why not? So Bitcoin is it's barely above 19,000. So we did it yesterday morning. It did dip below 19, went down to 18,200. Had a bit of a rally. Got up to kind of 19,600s. It's now back down to under 19,200. So Bitcoin looking a little bit weak. Ethereum 1352, Cardano 44 cents, XRP 39 cents. So crypto's not really doing a lot at the moment. Let's have a quick look at Marathon Digital. No, it's not got the volume. What about Riot Blockchain? Helps if I spell it right. Yeah, that's very similar, but it's a little bit better in terms of where it is on the day versus yesterday's close, but still below the VWAP and still low volume for Riot Blockchain. Let's have a look at the lower price crypto mining stocks. Bit Digital, BT. Nothing going on there. It's more barcoding yesterday than anything. So let's have a look at some of the energy stocks. Are they going to be moving? They've been selling off for a while. So Indonesian Energy, Oxy, where are you? Actually, Oxy had a good day yesterday. Moved well. Good $2 move. More than $2.50. It's held most of its gains, so let's see what happens there after a few days of selling off. AMC. Worst thing they did was launch the ape stock. It seems, Matt, since they launched 8, it's done nothing. The huge sell-off, and then sideways since. Look at this on the daily. This is where they launched 8, and it just sold off. Had a little bit of a bounce there, but nothing. So probably not such a good idea to have done that. Bit of a gimmick. But what are you going to do? GameStop. Nobody's mentioned. I've not heard any word of GameStop in social media circles for a while. It had a little bit of a move yesterday, and then sold off again. Lost it. So out of the gates, it moved up quite well, and then sideways. So GameStop's not really done a lot since it since the split either. Let's have a look at Bed Bath & Beyond. On the 15-minute chart, nothing happening. Kind of sideways. No, I thought this double bottom might have come to something yesterday, but didn't really break out. So I think we're just going through a period of low volatility right now. Mgam, mobile global esports, and this is where we are today. So it's up on the day at 20, just over 20%. Range at the moment, it's not huge, but it's on the watch list. Released its quarterly report yesterday, which it then rallied into the close, and we've held those gains and built on them. So it's on the watch list. It's below the VWAP right now, consolidating, moving sideways. It's on the watch list. That's mobile. I always struggle saying this. Mobile global esports. Well, it's a fairly quiet morning so far. It's a fairly quiet morning on the chat. Well, welcome on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you smash the thumbs up button. Oh, yesterday's big mover for me. It's moving again now. Okay, we're going to do devil horns there, so probably not the best entry position. So we need to break 840 really. This moved up really well for me yesterday. Managed to get, at one stage I was like 13,000 up on this yesterday. This is Van 2 CCM Acquisition Group, and we finished just under 11,000 up on it. So it was basically saved my day. If you're wondering how I spotted this, my Benzinga scanners alerted it. The signals alerted it to me. I got notifications of a new high of session. New session high, and I got a succession of them, which indicates a little bit of momentum. So I've got to pull back there. So now we're looking for 838 at the moment. If we continue to pull back, Probably looking at the break back up above $8 if this continues to be a red candle. I've got a good $3 move yesterday in a very short space of time. Now, the thing is with this one is that the spreads were very rangy. I mean, it was 1 minute, at one point it was like 2 cents between the bid and the ask, and then the next minute it was 30 cents between the bid and the ask, and you've got to be careful with that. At the moment, the average true range is 26.5 cents, so it's got volatility. Volatility, which is why I like to trade these kind of sub 10 million float stocks, because of that, you know, increase in volatility you get from it. Still don't know why this moved the way it did yesterday. Didn't see any particular catalyst as such. Huge sell-off over the last couple of days, and it just moving back up. A little bit wary of it when it got to $10, because that's where it would come from. If you look at it on the daily, so it come from like $10, $10, $12, very low range up here, sold off heavily, and then yesterday it just bounced and moved up. It went all the way up to 10, so pretty much retracing all of those losses. I was very wary of it when I was trading it up here and being cautious, but the move up was great. For those of you that didn't watch yesterday's trade replay, so recap, I was able to ride this up on this move here. Just taking 2,500 shares. Our average cost is 802. Now what I'm doing with this is we've got the VWAP, which is currently 786. We've got an average true range of just under 30 cents, so I'm giving it 30 cents as a risk because that's the ATR. So if it comes down to 770, that's when I'll get out. What am I looking for? I'm looking for 850. There we go. Pull back a little bit too far. So now we're getting a bit of a flat top forming up here at 810. Had that resistance a couple of times. But we're breaking new lows, so I was right to get out. It might reverse and we can get back in, but that's fine. Yeah, absolutely, Lindsay. So yesterday was Monday. Yeah, no, we traded this yesterday evening, and we made 11,000 on this. Well, 10,700 on this particular. This is Von 2 CCM acquisition, and we traded it yesterday. Let's say we were about 13,000 up on it at one stage. So not only did we recover what we lost on the early session, we pretty much doubled it. So we finished yesterday just over 6,000 in the good, as it were. So yesterday, just over 6,000 to the good. If you wanted to see that trade, I did the trade recap / trade replay on YouTube. I posted that last night, so you can always skip across to YouTube and watch that, no problem. So given that we've crossed the course of the month so far, gross profit on the month 14,000. We only started last Tuesday. So after today, we've done 5 trading days and we're 14,000 in profit, which is a little bit lower than what I would have wanted, but I was right to get out when I did. Got some volatility, this one. Gone from $8, gone from a high on this session. It's gone from a high of 840 all the way down to $7 nearly. Those in the space of what, 10 minutes? Yeah, 10 minutes. I was over on the Philippine Islands, actually. There we go. Look at that. Huge $2 moved out to the south. And that's why you need good discipline when it comes to risk management. So if I hadn't cut that, if I just held this thinking it's going to get a bounce, it's $2 whole dollars. That's and counting. In 10 minutes. My goodness, this is looking very, very weak. Yeah, I don't think I'm trading that now until it's back above the VWAP. It's not safe. And this is the thing, it's the moves up. If you look at on the 5 minutes, so you can see the move up, how quickly it moved up yesterday in the space of an hour into and then it sold off again the next hour. You've got to make sure that if you're getting on the move and you profit from the move, you lock in your gains. and manage your risk accordingly. Oh, what else is moving? Oh, well, getting a bit of movement. Are we getting the volume? I don't think so. Getting a bit of volume coming in now on Shuttle Farmer. Green on the day, ever so slightly. So if it's something that you're watching, it's up at 960s. I know it's been mentioned in the chat already a few times. So this is Shuttle Farmer. It's currently quite popular on social media like Reddit and Discord and the likes, and various channels. So this is the top momentum stock at the moment over the last 15 minutes. I think is with Shuttle Farmer. Again, this is another one that's quite a small float. It's 4.7 million in the float, so it can move. It's a recent IPO, and we've had quite a lot of volatility with recent IPOs as well. So, not saying it's a good shout. I'm not saying invest in it. Just commenting on the move. Funnily enough, just 5 minutes ago, the reason for this move, Shuttle Pharmaceutical enters into a manufacturing agreement for for some drug that I can't pronounce. Here you go. Read it yourself, guys. Shuttle Pharmaceutical enters into an agreement to manufacturing agreement for ropodioxyuridine. Why do they have to make drugs so difficult to pronounce? How do you pronounce that? Ropidoxyuridine. Uridine? Whatever. You can read it yourself, so you know what we're talking about. Coinbase, I think Coinbase. I'm worried about Coinbase because they're struggling. They won't admit it, but they are struggling with liquidity issues if the rumors are to be believed. And you might see them go the way of, heaven forbid, if Coinbase goes the way of something like Voyager or whatever, that would impact the market. All right, Lindsay, smart ass. I know it's Latin, but there's other words in Latin that I can pronounce. I can't pronounce that one. So this now goes on the list of potential, isn't that catalyst, and the social media interest. I will put that on the list to watch. Virax breaking highs, got above 350, and I missed the breakout. Can't get them all. Virax is breaking highs now at 360. Let's see. This could be very interesting after the bell. A bit of additional volume, so certainly worth watching. That one. Light up to electronics. Yeah, I thought that was a mover, so I'll leave that there. I'm not really watching it, but yeah, this is struggling with the mobile global esport. Why am I having a problem pronouncing the names of companies today? I think anybody who speaks Latin is just trying to look posh. They're just trying to sound educated when actually they're not really. It's one of those upper upper twit schools of public school of or private schooling of slam it in the draw one more time, Sir Reginald. Oh, jolly hockey sticks. You'll not catch me doing that. Irax is the one moving up. Oh, missed it again. Looking for that pullback and the break at 370. Missed it. A little bit of a pullback here. The high of this candle is 78. Might break $4 on this today for the bell. Got 20 minutes. Afternoon. Go ahead. Virax is looking strong. What's Gaia still red, but Virax is looking good catalyst as well. So Virax could be a good bet for a gap and go. Good watch for a gap and go. What about the overall market? So let's have a look at the overall market. So the overall markets are down. No heavy sell-off. I think maybe this sell-off pre-market is an anticipation of a Fed rate hike. So I think if we get 75 beats, we'll not see much change in the direction of the market. I think if we get 100 beats, the market will sell off. And if we get 50 beeps, the market will rally. That's my opinion, but we'll see. Pat, no, I didn't. So the laptop I was using crashed. So that's what happened. So the TikTok stream was being streamed on my phone, so that continued through. And I had to reboot and relaunch the stream on YouTube. What's good today? Virax is looking decent. Not a stock pick. I don't do signals. I'm just giving my opinion. But Virax is looking decent. Virax Biolabs. Mobile Global Esports. I said it right then. Mobile Global Esports is up and looking reasonably strong if it can hold above the VWAP. Beyond Canasoft's having a bounce after the sell-off from its huge pump pre-market yesterday. We've got a few moving up. Pagaya had a hard sell-off and is trying to bounce. As you can see, there's a bit of a double bottom there on the 1 minute, on the 2 minute. It's flat on the 5 minute, but still. But Pagaya, if it gets, it was rejected at $3. If it gets to $3 and continues, Pagaya might move. Might get a move back up. It's had a couple of tough days since it was up at $12. 2 really tough days of selling off. But let's see. Yeah, Pat, my laptop is a gamer laptop. The whole point of doing that is that it is a gamer spec, but it's in a mobile, portable format. So if I want to go traveling, I can trade from anywhere. I've got a couple of portable screens, which I've not even used yet. There's a couple of portable screens that USB monitors that I can use as well. So yeah, it's all about latency, really, more than anything. But the performance of the form factor of a PC, the form factor of a machine, it's not necessarily related to performance. So you can have a fantastic performing laptop or workstation, as it were, mobile workstation, that outperforms a desktop or a tower, and vice versa. It's what goes into it that matters, not the form factor. So how many screens? I've got 4. If I include the laptop screen, I've got 4 screens in front of me. I've got 3 24-inch monitors, HD monitors, and I've got my laptop screen. So at any time, I've got 4 displays. So what I've got set up on my desktop here is, so I've got my Benzinga scanners. These are Benzinga scanners. I've actually got 6 different scanners and signals and news and things like that on my laptop screen. To my right, the screen on my right, I've got my watch list in chart format. Right directly in front of me, I've got my trading screen, my trading desktop, which has 4 different time frames in terms of the charts. of whatever I'm trading, the full montage and watch list in text format as well. And then to my left, I've got the stream chat and what I'm actually doing. I've got my email open and bits and pieces that are not trade related. Oh, that's yes, I've got fiber to the door. You should have seen me try to at the beginning of I think it was it May, guys? It was beginning of May. I was trying to trade on mobile data because I've got 5G on the mobile, so I was using that because I moved into this place the beginning of May. So about a week and a half, I was trying to trade on mobile data, and it didn't go very well. I ended up losing money in May, but yeah, I've got fiber to the door. We've got 12 minutes to the bell, guys. Minutes before the open. Let's see what today brings us. I think it's going to be quite volatile, particularly after the rate hike this afternoon, but we might see a little bit of tranquility before that, kind of the calm before the storm. Who am I to second guess the market? Let's find out. We're already seeing a few movers on decent volume. One of them being Virex. Actually, it's fairly, it's fairly common here where I live, Pat. So it's quite competitive in terms of the communication providers providing fiber to the door. So fiber's quite reasonably priced here in Ireland as well. So unless you're out in the sticks, if you're in anywhere within the greater Dublin area, it's reasonably easy to get fiber to the door. Failing that, I think you get a Sky subscription or something. They do it. I'm not with Sky, but who am I with? Oh, Aircom. Yeah. Oh, you do pull these. You do like to pull these out of your rear end there sometimes, Puno. There's no volume on it, buddy. It's gapped up and it's moving sideways, but there's no volume on it at all. It's $6 right now. But there's 188 shares traded, 188,000 shares traded all session. There's just no volume on Innoviz right now. Wait till the bell. We've got 10 minutes to go. Maybe we'll get a move after the bell, but you can't trade this if the volume continues like this. There's just nobody trading it. Zero, very, very low liquidity. Although someone's just put a 25,000 share order through, which is interesting. Looking at it on the time and sales, 25,000 shares in one go, and it got snapped up and transacted at that level as well. So someone sold at 25,000, someone bought at 25,000. It didn't get broken up for liquidity. How do I know that? Because on the time and sales, it tells you what the prices are going through at, what the quantity is, and the time. So the last transaction that went through was for 25,000 shares. Actually, there's one less than 100 shares just gone through. But prior to that, at $6, 25,000 shares. I hope that wasn't you, Elpuno. Like I said, there's nobody trading it. Let's go back to Virex because I was interested in that moving back up, breaking the $0.75 level. Oxo. All volume. But guys, if you're looking at trading intraday, I'm not saying this is the same for swing trading, and certainly it doesn't necessarily have to be the case for value investing. But if you're trading intraday, always pay in mind the volume of trading that's going on with a particular stock. If it's low liquidity, you're going to struggle to get fills first and foremost. Secondly, patterns are not going to break. If you're a pattern breakout trader like I am, patterns are not going to break out as reliably as it would be with a high volume stock. So always pay attention to the volume of the trading that's going on with the stock before you take an intraday trade. If you're swing trading, it's a lot more biased towards the fundamentals. Day trading is purely technical. The fundamentals come into play because you want a catalyst, ideally have a catalyst that's driving the technicals, but you're trading the technicals, not the fundamentals are less relevant. But swing trading and definitely value investing, you want to be doing a little bit more of a deep dive on the fundamentals. AMC's definitely got lost on the way to the moon. I think it stopped off at you know, the basement somewhere. I mean, I got a lot of people on Twitter when I said, look, it's been over $30 and it's not going back over 30. This was when it was about $18-19 a share. And on Twitter, I got called all kinds of names. The vitriol that the ape army came after me with, and I'm like, look, I couldn't care one way or the other. If it goes in, you know, it breaks all-time highs, great, well done, good on you. But I'm not holding my position and losing money. That's not why I'm trading. I'm trading to make money, not to make a point. There's a difference. And they couldn't handle the cold hard facts, calling me a shill and a sellout and various other things. And I'm like, get a grip. It's borderline cultish that the whole ape army. Well, there's a section of the ape army or the moon gang or whatever you want to call yourselves that's borderline cultish. You just won't see reason, and it's like below $10 now. AMC. Let's have a look at where it is AMC today, and the volume is not great either. I mean, you look at the range is very poor, like 2-cent range. It's 9.15 right now. We've got 5 minutes left to the open, and the volume for AMC, 230,000 shares traded in the whole out of hours session. That's so low from where it was. And people will say that's because it's owned by the apes and the apes aren't selling, so there's no shares to trade. And I'm like, there's lots of shares to trade. It's there's quite a substantial portion of it institutional ownership still in AMC. And moreover, there's a lot of synthetic shares that we know of are still being traded openly on the market as well. But people just won't see reason. I hope it does pump. I hope it moons. I hope it gets in a day where it actually moves up 300%, 400%, or whatever it is, and goes up to like $35, $40 again. I'd be absolutely ecstatic, because guess what? I'd be buying and trading it and selling it intraday myself and making profits on the move. Yeah, but where did you buy it? So it's all relative, Bruno. If you bought it at 6 and you sold it at 9, that's a good return. The fact that it went to 70 after you sold it at 9 is that's just FOMO. If you made a profit on it when you sold it at 9, then great. I've accepted the fact that I don't care how big the move, how small the move, I'm not going to get the full move. If I can get a portion of it, if I can get half the move and it moves big, great. I remember buying into one stock earlier in the year, and it was when I took a position, because you know I have my rules about sub $3 and sub $2 stocks. I took a position, it was about $3 something, $3.50 or something, and it was about 300% up on the day, and it continued to go up, and it finished 850% up on the day, and I made a lovely little killing. Was that Neurosense? It might have been something like that back in the day. Made 60% on that, on my equity on that day. What pattern am I looking for in Virex? I'm looking at the potential gap and go here. So as it's pulling back, I'm now looking at, okay, spotting where the resistance levels are here. We've had resistance here at 370, 375, or 380, which the high of day right now is 378. So looking at those resistance levels in and around the $0.75 level. I don't mind it pulling back towards the VWAP, and then a continuation. Volume comes in and a move up. Hopefully, we've got 2 minutes before, 1 minute left before the bell. I'll just take a bio break before the bell rings. And I'll change the scanners. There is the Nancy bell. So let's see what the world gives us today. That was a nice little move up, but didn't hold. 10 cents up, didn't hold. That was a trading halt. The first trading halt I'm seeing, volatility halt, is IQSI. Let's have a quick look. I think it's very low volume, but worth looking at it. Yeah, low volume, trading halted down. So that's not probably something that we're going to be... Oh dear. Looks like the S&P 500 is trying to sell off. And the Nasdaq as well. Rumble. Hard sell off. Virex coming down to the VWAP now. Current session high is 362. So pre-market highs up there at 380 is what we're looking for. I made a loss in May, but I didn't lose money in May. You're absolutely right. I was a couple of thousand up on the month. in terms of trade profit, but in real terms, after transaction fees and things, it was a green month technically speaking, but I actually lost money in real terms, Pat. Just but yeah, cheers for looking at the bright side, and I can claim that I've had every month been a green month without telling a lie so far this year, on the back of that that technicality. But hey, look, we made it back the following month, and then some. Oh, some big sells, some big selling off, big spikes down on some of these stocks. Excuse me. So I don't mind Beyond Canasoft if it gets back above $7. Ideally above the VWAP. It's a good rule of thumb. If you're a new trader, a good rule of thumb to avoid more fakeouts is use the VWAP as a good trend indicator and follow the trend. The trend is your friend when it comes to trading. I say that, and I like that saying. The trend is your friend. So if you're going to take a long position, make sure you're doing that above the VWAP. A stock that's trending above the VWAP. If you're going to take a short position, do it when a stock's trending below the VWAP. So this one is currently below the VWAP. So I'll be waiting for this to break like 740, 750 before I actually take a position. It was struggling with the VWAP pre-market. It kept getting rejected. So that's Beyond Canasoft. If I decide to trade that at some stage today. We're just breaking the VWAP here with Virax Biolabs, and I want to see a bounce here back up towards 360. Because 362 is the opening range high, and we want to see it break the opening range high before we start taking a long position. I'll take a look at that for you while you ask so nicely, El Puno. 7.5%. I'll correct you though. So you said it was up 9%. It's up. It's 7.5%, and it's below the VWAP. There's not a lot of people trading it. So you know, shoot your load with it if you want, but there's no trade there for me on this one. It's just not popular enough for me to trade it. In order to get reliable breakouts, you need the crowds to back you. You need all the crowds to be looking for the same patterns. Right now, I'm kind of struggling. Hang on a minute, what's this one? Moved up above $3. So It's not really made big gains on the day, just a bounce from its low. Now it's gone red on the day. So probably not something I'm looking to trade. Formed its opening range, pulling back, breaks new lows. Probably not going to be worth trading. The volume's not great on it. The volatility's not great on it. The ATR is 12 cents at 13 cents. But patience. This is what I keep saying. I was impatient yesterday. Took a trade, went 5k down. Took a few more trades, made it worse. It was like about 5,500 down at one stage, and then towards the end of the day, I got one that I was able to, make 13,000 on it. So patience is the key when it comes to trading. If you have to sit on your hands because there's nothing setting up to trade, sit on your hands. Don't jump in a trade just because you think you should be trading. Don't think you're missing out on anything. If there's nothing moving, there's nothing setting up, what are you missing out on? Nothing. Worst case scenario is that you jump in and you lose money. So by sitting on your hands, you're actually saving money. A zero trade day, just remember that a zero trade day is a break-even day. It's better than break-even because even if you break even, you've got transaction fees. So break-evens are usually small red days. Well, this is fun trading week so far. And we had this a couple of times in August, and then we'd just get a couple of IPOs, or we'd get a couple of big movers. And in August, we saw that there was a lot of stocks would move from 11 a.m. market time, 12 p.m. market time, just after lunch. And we'd get a lot of volatility, well, not so much volatility, but we'd get a lot of momentum later in the day. The volume wasn't as high as it is for the first hour of the market, but we still got that volatility to present opportunities to make money. So just be patient. Boredom trades are toxic, Neville. It took me so long to, and I still succumb now, but it took me so long to be selective with my trading, and that used to be my biggest problem was taking boredom trades. Sitting on your hands can be, sometimes the best trade of the day is the one you don't take. Just think of that for a moment. When the market's not really doing a lot, it's on low volume and it's sideways, choppy, it's best just to be patient, wait for it. If you don't trade for 2 days in a row and then you get something that moves 400% on the third day, and you were patient, and yeah, you got bored for the first 2 days, but the third day, you've got that big move, and it will more than compensate for the 2 days you didn't trade. So again, this is part and parcel of why you should be setting yourself annual goals on your trading. Break that down to monthly, break that down to daily, and so on and so forth. On a weekly basis, where should you be on the week, etc., etc. Bite-sized chunks. Set yourself an annual goal and then break it down into bite-sized chunks. And if you do that, it helps you with your equity management as well. So it can help you stop getting greedy, because you've got your goals on a daily basis. You've got your over goal, you can walk away. If you've doubled your goal, definitely walk away. Boredom trades implosion. Yeah, I've seen and heard that lots of times, Neville. So while we're waiting for something to present itself, guys, if you're on YouTube, remember to hit the thumbs up button if you're enjoying the drivel that I spout on a daily basis. And if you're on TikTok, make sure you've, well, we've got was it 50 minutes left of the stream, so I'm sure we can get to 5,000 likes on TikTok and give the dog another duck fillet as a treat. But if you're on Bill, is there a like button on Twitch? I don't use Twitch that much, but for streaming. So is there a like button on Twitch? Let me know. What is it that you actually do to show your appreciation for a stream on Twitch? But if you're on YouTube, hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs down button if you want. I mean, the engagement level. I believe that it doesn't matter if it's thumbs up or thumbs down. I prefer thumbs up, but I believe the engagement is the same. The impact of the engagement is the same. Yeah, Jack, I'm kind of thinking that as well because we've got the Fed rate hike. Powell's going to be announcing the rate hike a little bit later today, so maybe this is just the calm before the storm. And when the Fed decides to crash the economy, we'll get some volatility. And there's always counter trending, so we always get stocks moving in the opposite direction. So we're now testing the VWAP with Beyond Canasoft. AMPX made a little bit of a move there as well. Now the volume's just not there. We're not even getting 10,000 shares a minute, so you can't trade that. Well, you could trade it, but you'd be gambling. Just go on. Mobile Global Esports. Yes. Mobile Global Esports is testing the VWAP again. 304. There is an IPO due to launch today and start trading today, and that's Global Star Acquisition. I've got that on the watch to see if when that does start, whether we get some decent moves or not. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Matt. With oh, why do I do that? Celebrate on Mgam because I've been struggling to pronounce the name of that company, and I've got it like 3 times in a row. I've got it right. That's why I'm doing the little fist bump. So here we go. A little bit of volatility on MGAM. Mobile Global Esports. Done it again. I think I've mastered that now. Virex do? Sold off hard. Will we get a double bottom? That's the question. So looking for 340. Where are we here? Sorry. 346, 346. Yeah, so we're looking for 350. Get a bounce here with double bottom, usually quite good, and we could get up to like 370, 375 maybe. If we break 350. Halted up or down? Oh, it's halted up. Well done. They broke $7 and then the VWAP. So we're starting to get a bit of volatility now. that will resume 50, 52 on the nose. Well, I'm doing a decent. I'm doing okay at it myself, Alex. It's difficult though. It's not easy. Anybody that says it's easy it's like any profession. I mean, could anybody make a living day trading? The answer to that, I would say, is categorically no. I mean, can anybody be a doctor? Could anybody be a bricklayer? If you put the time and effort to learn how to do it, then the answer is yes. If you're prepared to put the effort in and educate yourself on how to do it, the answer is yes. But the majority of people, they're not inclined that way. It's a lot of people are risk averse, so it's not a good career path for anyone that's risk averse either. If you've got any kind of nervous disposition, probably not a good career path for you either. So can anybody do it? It depends on your personality. Maybe swing trading is better for you. Maybe day trading, a little bit less aggressive than what I do. But can you make a living at it? Yes. Most people don't. Quite frankly, the majority of people that get involved in day trading, more than 85% of people that day trade the stock market in particular, lose money long term and never profitable. That, if you include other financial instruments, then that percentage goes up to in excess of 95%. If you start including the likes of futures, forex, crypto, commodities, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's yes and no. And if you approach it with a gambling mindset, you're going to lose. I would say it's gambling in the same way that poker is gambling. If you go to a tournament and you play poker, if you're losing, it's probably because you're gambling. If you're winning and you're winning consistently, it's probably because you've got an edge and you know what you're doing. You've trained yourself how to do it. You need to have an affinity for analytics. You want to give yourself an edge. Probabilities is a big part of it, and trading with probabilities. So risk management is the big difference than if it was gambling. Gambling is when you just go in, you YOLO all your money into a position and hope it goes your way. And if it doesn't, you lose. So I would say a lot of people that trade options are gambling because the contracts expire worthless. But if you're trading the way I trade, I wouldn't say it's gambling. There's a strategy to being profitable, but there's a lot of discipline required in order to execute against that strategy. But you have to if you're looking at the candlestick charts in front of you, for example, a lot of people will say that's just garbage. I can't see anything there. And to a lot of people, they're right, because they're not. It's the untrained eye. Whereas a lot of other people will spot the patterns. The people who are trained will spot the patterns. It's the discipline that makes the difference, though. Risk management and discipline. So we're coming up to resumption here with Beyond Kanasov. It's looking like pretty much a flat resumption from as far as I can see. Yeah, bit of a sell-off. What's the spreads on this? 20 cents, 30 cents. Yeah, the spreads are quite big. Just be careful with the spreads, guys. Looking for the break of $8 here. 87 on the ask. We tapped 8. Looking for the break of 8. The next halt is 8.53 up. But $8 is clearly an important level. Oh, not it. That didn't help. Will we get continued move up now? Lost 20 cents on that where I wanted to get out and where it actually filled me. Bacon. Bacon. Beyond Canasoft, so bacon. Everything's better with bacon. Break a new high. I'll add my position back. 780. In hindsight, I probably should have just bounced that off the V-well. Big volume candle that, or decent volume candle. That's $8 again. And there we go, we broke $8. And we get 8.50. Alt level's 8.53. So be mindful of that. $25, $8.29. Lock in some there. Put a 30-cent trailing stop in place and let's ride this up. Just be cautious. I'm just not going in big size. I'm not swinging for the fences. I got stopped out. Okay, so we're $200 green now. $850 on that move. This is quite volatile. So like I say, the ATR is 40 cents. So maybe a 40-cent, 50-cent trailing stop would have been better there. I can always get in. Risk management is key, so Don't worry about if your stops are too short. You can always get back in and put a wider stop in. We're 200 green on the day at the moment. A little way off my goal of 5,000 for the day, but let's see where it takes us. At 90, pre-market highs 942, 941. We'll look for the setup, the pullback here, then we're looking for the next candle breaking a new high. We're only half an hour in. So the high of this candle is 44. Anybody seeing anything else that's moving well? Birax is just sideways and choppy. Rum is trying to make, it's just taken the, Rumble's just taken the VWAP, it's trying to hold the VWAP. That's something that we're watching. Mobile Global Esports is below the VWAP, sideways, but it's below the VWAP now. The S&P 500 is down. Russell Index is down. Nasdaq's not as down as much. The Dow Jones Industrial is down. A bounce on the VWAP the last time it came to a bounce on the VWAP here at 11:30, at 7:30 something. Question is, do we get another bounce on the VWAP and a move up? Just get support around the $8 level. I know it's only $200, but green is green. I've got green. Now's the challenge to stay green. Have a look at that one, Puno. Oh, you know I don't trade these penny stocks, Puno. But yeah, it's moving. It's currently up 50, over 50%, nearly 60%. So it's moving, it's got volatility. Volume's just come in this last couple of minutes. Don't know why. This is Crown Electrokinetic, sorry. Is there a catalyst on that one, Puno? So I want to break $8 now. Well, we've pretty much looked at the top 3 or 4 movers on the day. Birax is now starting to move up again. Very choppy. There's a lovely double bottom here that we missed. We could have got in this. I think I called it at the time. Double bottom for the move up. It forms a double bottom and then moves up. Well, good luck to you if you're trading that one, Puno. Probably not something I'm going to be trading myself. This is looking a bit too choppy for me right now. I'm not seeing a specific pattern that I can get on the back of with full faith. Mobile Global sold off. Back to Bacon. Purple. Purple's making steady gains. Purple Innovation Group. Very slow. Ooh, Starbucks. Not to be confused with Starbucks, of course. Starbucks. Again, low volume. We're not getting over 10,000 shares a minute on this. It's moving up, but you want something with a bit of oomph behind it, a bit of a crowd behind it that's going to push it. When you reach those resistance levels, you want a crowd that's going to break those resistance levels and just continue the momentum forward and move upwards. That's what you're looking for. That's why you want volume. You want a stock that's trending. If you're going long, you want it trending upwards. If you're going short, you want it trending down. But you want a stock that's trending, and you want it with volume, because when you reach those key resistance levels, usually you're going to get a bit of a consolidation, a pullback at those resistance levels, but then the crowd's going to kick in and push it beyond that, and you're going to get a nice surge. And that's what we're looking for with the price action. So that's why we want volume. It's not just about follow the crowds because everybody's looking at the same thing. You want the crowds, you want the people trading it, because that surge is going to make the breakouts, the pattern breakouts, a lot more reliable. If you've got low volume, you're a lot more prone to being faked out, which is why you'll see me trading pre-market. I get faked out a hell of a lot more pre-market than I do after the bell. There's a lot less liquidity, a lot less volume pre-market, and that's why you get faked out a lot more. I shouldn't really. If I look at my statistics, it tells me that I'm less profitable pre-market than I am after the bell. So I should really only trade after the bell if I was to adhere to my statistic. But I enjoy the tranquil nature of the trades. It's very volatile after the bell, for the first hour at least. So yeah, that's just me. But each to their own. But thank you very much, and I'm sure Matt had a hand in this one, but there are everyone else that did as well. Oh, you finished the packet off. I'm going to have to give you all of these. Got some. Don't worry, I've got some more in the cupboard. You don't have to worry. Here you go. You can have these little ones first. There you go. And then I'll make you stand up for the big one. I've got two more little ones that you can have. Come on, you've got to entertain the crowds. Got to stand up for this one. Oh, nearly. Come on, get it. Good girl. You are really a beautiful girl. Yes, you are. Best chow chow in the world, that one, but nobody's told her she's a chow chow. Let's have a look at NRBO for you. That's starting to make some moves. So, Neurobo Pharma. Here you go. Want this? There you go, there's another one. A little one. I've got another little one when you're done, okay? We may as well finish the packet. All the crumbs on the floor, you can eat them. Yosh, that's on low volume, but it's made a big move, so let's have a look at it. Yoshiharu Global. Why can I say Yoshiharu Global easier than I can say Global Mobile Esports? Alright, okay. So Yoshiharu Global Company appoints Gateway Group to lead investor relations program. That's the catalyst from today. Not feeling it. That's a small. It's below what I tried, but for those of you that like these lower price stocks, hold your boots. ECT. Have a look. Nice moves up. Now we're looking for the break of 16 and the hold for an entry. Right, okay, so GigaCloud Tech, now it's second quarter 2020 financial results at the end of the month. So unconfirmed earnings have just gone through. That calls on the 30th. Good girl, eh? Hey? Yeah. It's nice. I've got some more in the... Got some more for you in the cupboard. Don't worry. A little late to the trigger there. I wanted 1580. Got filled at 16. Ah. I'll take you in a half an hour. You know your time is not now. Be quiet. Nobody asked for your opinion. Go and lie down and snore. That's what the people only come on the stream to hear you snore. So go and do your job. This is the momentum stock right now. It's just lost a bit of momentum up at $16. 94 on the ask, 15.94 on the ask. 10-cent spreads ish, give or take. Yeah, 10-15 cents on the spreads. Now it's 23 cents on the spreads. So the spreads are widening. Don't like that. That's usually a sign of liquidity drying up. This is the first red candle in a while on the 5-minute. I'm gonna have to get out. Breaks the $half, I'm out. Yeah, right. I'll come back later for that one. Oh, we're up, we're down, we're up, we're down. not seeing spike up, infinity spike up. What does that even mean? Infinity percentage. Got my, that's intrigued me now. I need to see this. Right, okay. Low volume, that's why. So it's no trade, so it's just up. That's why, infinity percentage. Okay. Let's have a look at where we're back down here. So yeah, we're at 850 there. We lost 1500 on GCT. So if GCT pulls back and we get it back up, Top Financial, is it moving? Not great volume though, Captain. Volume's very low. 56,000 shares traded so far. It's just today, just no volume. Can't trade that reliably. I honestly can't get behind that. But like, it's not advice. What I recommend is that you follow the crowd. You look for volume, and if you, particularly this first hour of the market, is usually the most voluminous. If you're not getting 100,000 shares traded, it's usually not worth trading. If you're not getting 50,000, then don't touch it. That's what I would say. Not saying that that's what you should do, but certainly that's for me. Oh, bugger, I missed it. I see this break 16. Break 16, chance of running up. 91. Oh, I'll take a position there. $17.27. Well, we're a whole dollar off any kind of halt level, so we don't have to worry about that. Spreads are not being kind to me at the moment. I'm locked in between the spreads at the moment, so I need to get it up towards 16.50. Given that the spreads are kind of 15-20 cents. Go. Looking for 16.50 on the bid. Got 35. I think we've got 40, but got 50 on the. What do we get? 16.50 on the ask. Need to break 16.60 at this rate. I've been trading in GCT for a while now. Good one, Captain. I hope you're green for the day while you're finishing. I'll be finishing up in 15 minutes anyway, on the stream that is. See where this takes us. I don't know what kind of noises you're making, but there's no need for it. Just showing off. Did you get out from under there? Distracting me. Out. Silly dog. A green day is a good day. Any green day. Doesn't matter how big or small, Captain, as you know. We're not going to talk about AMTD, are we? Aye. See no way. Handle. We're not getting the volatile moves that I was hoping for with GCT, but let's see. Will we get a move back up? Steady gain since the open. We need another steady gain. Spreads have narrowed, at least 10 cents. Well, 20 cents on the spreads. I've just doubled down at the same price. I should have checked that. Yeah, I think most of the best moves were pre-market today, Captain, if you're still there. Oh, I'm gonna get rid of this trade in a moment. Oh, 35 cents down on the ask. Spreads aren't helping. How's the month? Before today was about 14k up on the month. I'll show you in a moment. But as I do at the end of the stream, I'll show you where we are in the month at the end of the stream in a minute. We've got 8 minutes left of the stream, so when I get out of this trade, I'll show you where we are on the month. Need a bounce here at the $3/4 level. volume has just dried up. So this is what I'm talking about, is when I got into this trade, it was like 130 shares, 130,000 shares traded a minute. Right now we're talking about 30,000 shares traded a minute, and that's the difference. It's a big difference. When the liquidity dries up, it becomes difficult to get breakouts and stuff. So this potential breakout here, we've got a candle made a new high. Will we break $16 now? That's the question. Not looking very strong. Yeah, the Bcan is testing the VWAP again. It's up there at 725. It's trying to get back up to kind of 750 where the VWAP is. VWAP's currently 750 on Bcan, whatever. Mobile Global Esports is also trying to test the VWAP now as well. Up at $3, trying to break the whole dollar, and the VWAP's just above that as well. SPY selling off. The S&P 500 is still selling off. The Nasdaq, all the markets still selling off. The Russell index is the biggest one, which is a small cap index. Well, as long as you don't pay that gas bill, Jamie, milk and sugar out of your earnings from today. Yeah, looks like you're gonna still have to hold off paying the gas bill just yet. Like, if I can turn this around and get to the 5k that I'm targeting myself on each day, I might be able to pay my electric bill. I did see HKD made some moves over the last few weeks as well, so that was digital rather than ideas group. I'm being way too patient with this one. Might pay off, it might not. Breaks lows on the 5 minute. That's 65. So I'll just put a stop in place at the lows on the 5 minute, so I don't have to worry now. Breaks lows, it gets me out. That's 50 cent loss. Where do I get my news, Daryl? I get all of my news from Benzinga in real time. on TikTok. The link there, the link tree, TikTok trader, that's who I am. If you click through to that, and to answer the question that you had, where do I find stocks to trade? I use Benzinga, which is the second link down. So Benzinga, if you click through on that one, it brings you to this. There's a little thing here to start a free trial. Check it out. It really is an absolutely fantastic tool. You've got scanners, you've got screeners, you've got signals and alerts, you've got news, you've got calendars, trade ideas, all kinds of different things, insider information, everything that you need to be profitable. And I am profitable. So, and I wouldn't be profitable anywhere near as much as I am without Benzinga. So check out Benzinga, free for 14 days. If you do like it, I'm not saying you have to subscribe to it, but if you do like it and you want to subscribe to it, don't pay full price. Come back and use this code and get 35% off. I get 35% off my subscription. So, and the longer term the longer the term you subscribe into, the bigger the discount. So just bear that in mind. But it's great if you are day trading. Also, if you want to learn how to day trade, I do teach people now as a result of the demand from this this community and this channel. This is my syllabus, full syllabus. You can actually check out the first lesson, the first lecture. It's on YouTube. You can check this out for free. Introduction to Trading. It's an hour-long lecture, and if you're interested after watching that and taking the course, then you get the full full curriculum here, and you get a swing trading course as part of that as well, which I'm building out at the moment. There's half a dozen best-selling trading books as well, in terms of reading material included in the price as well, which are worth more than the price actually, which is 120 bucks plus tax, so 140, 150 bucks US. Is how much it's going to cost on a monthly basis. If you want to go longer term, I recommend it's 3 months is probably what most people stick around for, because it's going to take 3 months to actually learn the methodologies and practice in a simulator, and you just get up to speed. So I do reckon, why am I teaching you? Why should you listen to me? Why should you look at my strategies? Well, here's my profitability over the first 6 months of this year. I will update it. We're in September now, so I'll update it with the middle 6 months once we finish September. This is my trader view statistics, my corresponding broker reports to that as well, and you'll see. So your man said that in May I was profitable, but if you look at the difference between May on the statistics, I was profitable. On the actual broker reports, I wasn't. So there is a bit of a difference. But the rest, every other month, I was profitable across the board. And TraderView shows me that. So what is TraderView? Well, this is TraderView. So someone asking about where I am on the month. Before today, I was $14,000 up on the month. This is gross. This is before the transactions and charges. If I can actually go to how much net profit it is, it's just 12,000 net profit. But on the growth, this is what I target myself on. I'm currently averaging 2,800 a day in profits before today. Now, I set myself a goal at the beginning of the year. I wanted to have a 7-figure year in terms of net profit. So I set myself a goal of 100,000 a month, which would be 1.2 million gross profit. In order to do that, I'm looking at $5,000 per day on average gross profit. If I look at where I am on the month, where I am on the year, you can see I'm ahead of goal. So 892,000 is the gross trade profit on the year so far, after last week and a little bit of September. The first 2 weeks of September I didn't trade. If I look at, you can see the difference here. So May, talking about earlier, I made $2,000 in May. Go figure. But after fees and things, I actually made a loss in May. I've had 3 of my biggest ever months ever trading in a row now. My biggest ever month was August. Prior to that, it wasn't quite, it just overtook May last year. And then I had two really big months before that. June, July, and August, I've had a really good, consistent level of profitability. I didn't trade particularly well in August, I've got to be honest, but the profitability was there. I was a bit too aggressive. So win-loss expectation. So it's about 2 to 1 on the year at the moment. I'll go back to the month, where what my win-loss expectation is. It's stark contrast. So you can see this, my accuracy is still fairly good. It's still, you know, better than 2 to 1, but my profit versus loss is 3 to 2-ish at the moment on September. So a little bit to do to get this back to where I need to be for the month, but that's where we are, and that's TraderView. So check that out. It's a freemium service, so you can log I think it's 30 trades a month for free and get the statistics and analyze for free. If you're not logging your trades, I recommend that you do it, whether it's on an Excel spreadsheet or TraderView or another log service, trade log service. So that's really good. What else? TradingView, I use that for deeper analysis, my crypto analysis, looking at stocks that are on other markets than just the NYSE. And what do I use to trade? Dash Trader. So this is the platform that I use to trade. I'm using an OEM version of it with, so the broker that I'm using badges it, white labels it as their own product, but it's Dash Trader. When all said and done, it is the latest version of Dash Trader. So that's me done for now live streaming. I'm going to continue trading till the top of the hour, but I'm just going to switch the cameras off, and then I'll take the dog for a walk, and we shall see what happens a little bit later. So I'll do a trade recap, maybe back for Power Hour a little bit later. I'll do a trade recap on YouTube. So by all means, scroll across to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and you'll get you'll get notified when I do that, when I drop that trade recap for today. At the moment, it's a red day, but this time yesterday it was a red day as well, and we came back and we traded Von 2, and that got us green on the day, and over gold as well. So you've seen that the volatility is there. We were up with GCT, then we were down with GCT. So the volatility is definitely there. There is certain NRBO, it's called out earlier, and that's up quite significantly now as well. So I'm going to end the stream, and I'm going to continue trading. I'm going to continue recording the stream, what I'm doing, and you get to replay the trades later. I'll catch you later, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.